Welcome back to Beer There Drunk That. We're drier than ever. Some of us are like SpongeBob in that one episode, actually, where we need water. How are we, fellas? Besides being dry.
Hanging out, dude. Just living life to the fullest. Out surfing most days now. You, Keegan?
Dude,
Surfing most days. Rochester, New York, notoriously known for its great surfing weather
yeah,
and waves, especially this time of year.
there's waves for
um,
sure.
they,
Yeah, they're just all froze and such, but
I'm good, fellas. I can't complain. Can't complain. I got back to skating the last couple weeks, so that's been nice. I feel like I'm
wow.
on a health kick. I'm just like I'm not drinking real alcohol. I'm drinking near alcohol.
Less than 0.5%
less
alcohol.
than less than 0.5% alcohol and I'm
Dude,
skating and it's good.
dude, I'm kind of the same way. I'm into calisthenics this year. It's my year of pistol
Oh.
squats. I'm learning how to pistol squat. Dude,
Oh,
It's your
I'm getting
year of
dude,
mobile.
pistol squats.
those thighs are gonna be dangerous.
Dude, I'm working. I'm putting in the fucking work, man. But they got a fancy water machine in my office now that you can put like you can make it like bubbly. You can put caffeine. You can put electrolytes and vitamins in there, dude. There's flavors. Like I'm drinking more electrolytes and vitamins than I think I've ever had in my life. I'm
That I
probably pissing them
probably should.
all out immediately because of the amount of liquid I'm consuming with no food in my body because I eat like a meal and a half a day because I'm never hungry. But it's awesome.
Donnie, are we sure they're not putting like Adderall or something in the water to make you just work more, eat less?
Yeah,
Uh,
right?
dude,
Can
I
anybody confirm that?
I had like too much caffeine the other morning because of this water machine. I was fucking bouncing. I was I was just bouncing.
I just like to imagine you were going through the halls like, okay, let's do this and this and this, and then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to change this, and I'm going to do, and they're like, Donnie, stop.
It's like Hammy when he opens the energy drink and over the hedge. The entire
Oh,
the entire world slows down and he's just in hyperspeed. That's how I picture Donnie on like a lot of caffeine.
I feel like Over the Hedge was such an underrated movie.
It still is. It still is.
Dude, Ben Folds did the soundtrack for that movie. It's sick. I love Ben Folds.
Great, yeah, great music in that too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go see Ben Folds out here in May with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
Wow.
Yeah, rocking the
They're
suburbs, baby.
they're doing Over the Hedge in concert.
It could be, dude. You don't realize how drunk I would get going to that. It would be epic.
As long as it's not in January, we're sitting pretty.
Or he just drinks enough dry beers that he pretends to be drunk, and then that's the same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend to get drunk off this Guinness Zero right now.
Hey, you got
Oh,
it.
I
nice.
did. I stocked up at Total Wine last night. I went and got some stuff. I got some other beers for my upcoming tastings, you know. I was prepping.
Well, I'm prepping to drink a Bud Zero.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm gonna
Through
get you a Coors Light Zero for the last week.
I
You mean just a Coors Light?
I had a Coors Edge the other night.
What is it? What is a Coors Edge?
It's
That's
their
their
NA
NA.
beer.
Oh.
Um, why is all I really said. I was out with my buddies. We were watching the Notre Dame Penn State game. We got chicken wings, you know. We were we were hanging out and like three of us were like, fuck it. Like we're dry. Like we're dry. Like we don't need beers to be out. I was ripping the Sam Adams Just the Haze mostly, which is their
Oh,
NA.
nice. Nice.
Yeah,
That
that's very
beer
good.
I didn't review it really really good. It's because it has like 30 to 40 more calories than most NA beers, so it has like actual flavor in it.
It's a yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They added the sweetener in and everything.
Yeah. Well, cheers, my brothers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
You are
Speaking of
right.
Coors, I um I got an unsavory text today, which is literally unsavory would be any text I get including Coors Light as the subject. They're Donnie, what are they doing? They're changing their name temporarily?
It's like Yeah, it's to like make Mondays better. It's something with the Super Bowl, but they're changing it to Mondays Light instead of Coors Light. And I think you put it best, Luke, when you said when you just didn't think Mondays could get worse. Which I think is the exact opposite of what they're trying to go with, but I do agree with that sentiment. Let me check Yahoo Finance about this right now.
Well, listen, I mean, with the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that listen to our podcast, their sales have plummeted. We are Coors Light's worst enemy, all wrapped up into one because we're just killing for sales.
Do you know what it is? This is awesome. They fucked up an advertisement.
No shot.
I'm gonna send it to you guys. Can I just send it in Zoom? Let's see. Um,
Oh, share your screen.
no, I just sent it in the chat here. Um, Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Oh my God, dude.
And then they said we have a case of the Mondays and then Photoshop their beer to say Mondays Light so that way they could have a case of the Mondays. Um, wow, I should go down the street and just uh yell at them in their faces because their offices are in Milwaukee.
Okay. Well, so yeah, I feel like at this point they gotta just stop production, probably halt production.
Probably just burn the place down.
Yeah. Well, it here's the thing. If you're having a tough Monday, don't go home and open up a Coors Light if for some reason you have one in your house because you will just send it to outer space with how bad your Monday is going.
Yeah, that's something I will not be purchasing anytime soon. And not just because I'm not drinking beer in my house.
No, dude, this made me mad. I'm gonna do a quick PSA. I think Donnie's got a rant coming too, but
And that was
like,
about it.
oh, that was your rant. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought it was gonna be like five
I'm low
minutes.
energy today. I didn't
All
have
right,
enough
all right.
caffeine from the
Need a
He
little
vending
more
did.
machine at
caffeine,
work.
water. Yeah.
These
No,
NAs don't have enough alcohol.
they don't have enough caffeine in them.
Um, dude, so to go into the city for one of our offices, I take the bus in and then hop on the subway. So I was on my way home, got off the subway, went to Port Authority, and I'm like, I kind of walk up like I'm like the last person to get on this bus. So like, there's no seats left. I can see a seat, and I'm walking towards it, and this guy moves from the inside seat to the outside seat, and then won't make eye contact with me. Won't even acknowledge me. So I stood right next to him the entire bus ride. Guess what this asshole was drinking the entire bus ride?
Coors Light.
Tall boy Coors Light
What?
the entire bus ride home.
Dude, what time of day was this?
Like 5:30.
In the afternoon? In the evening?
Yeah. It was
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm just trying to judge kind of where this guy's at.
Yeah.
Like whether
5:30
it's
in the morning, 5:30 in the evening.
If you were listen, I think any time is probably a bad time to be drinking a Coors Light on a bus ride. Okay.
okay. Let's
But
take Coors Light out of the equation here. It's if you are drinking a tall boy of any beer and like sitting in a seat not letting somebody through, it's fine to drink a beer on a bus. I'm going to be that kind of alcoholic here.
Oh no, that I think that's
I don't
encouraged
know.
in
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Like I'd be
It is
lying
a
if I
way of
said
life out west, I believe.
yeah,
They actually give you one as you get on.
yes, actually. They give you a plastic cup so that way you don't spill it. I wish I was kidding. No, the
No, but
last time I did in fact drink a warm Coors Light on the drunk bus, my last time ever on the drunk bus in college. It was
ew.
sealed. It was not finished.
Yeah. Okay.
It was me and the rugby guys drinking just sipping passing a warm Coors Light. Yeah.
Oh God.
So I guess here's the question: would you rather drink a warm Coors Light off a bus or drink any other beer from a shoe.
Any other beer from a shoe? I've done shoes before.
Yeah, I
Nice,
was gonna say.
nice, nice.
Someone on this podcast has.
I have done a shoey. And I need to talk about my first beer first because I need to get it
Please
out of the
do.
way.
No, please do.
Okay,
Please do.
let's hear it.
My name in Zoom right now is don't make me do this because I don't want to talk about this.
Oh no.
What
I
happened?
drank non-alcoholic Beach Ball, a pineapple milkshake IPA from Broken Bat Brewing. The regular version of this beer, I think, is one of their five best beers that they've ever made.
Oh no.
It's lovely, it's piney, it's fruity, it's a little soft and plush. This can, I bought a six pack of these. I am throwing them out
Oh,
because I
Oh,
do not want them in
oh,
circulation in the world anymore. I'm not even kidding.
oh
It
my
is,
God.
I gave this a 0.25 out of 5 on Untapped because
Donnie.
it tastes like rotten fruit. It
oh
tastes like I have
man.
an unopened one right here. I'm gonna take a sip of it just to show you guys what my reaction is. Because this thing is disgusting, and I don't want to talk about this any more than I have to, other than I'm sad. I don't know who approved this to be made, and I really just I'm upset because it does not taste anything close to the actual beer it's mimicking. Like I've
Um,
had the regular beer a whole bunch. Sophie said that Beach Ball is one of the first beers she ever drank that like actually like made her like beer. No, nope. Oh fuck.
Oh my God, he's gonna throw up.
It's literally it tastes like rotten fruit. This tastes like what you pull out of your fucking garbage disposal. Like I love the guys at Broken Bat. I'm a Mug Club member there. I give them money to use a special cup when I go there.
Sick cup, by the way. Unreal cup.
It's the best. That's the only reason why I have it. I
Oh,
literally do like I poured it. Sophie and I both we were sitting here together. We each took sips of it and I poured it down the drain.
oh, Donnie,
It
I'm
oh,
has
so
a bad
sorry.
aftertaste. I am so
oh.
appalled that like
Do,
the
so, do you think it's possible it was a bad batch?
I will hope so, but I will not be trying this because I do not want to spend more money on this. I
My
also got
question,
their other NA beer, which is like a light lager, a Bohemian light lager, like Pilsnerish. Also tasted stale and bad. So this might just be something that they're bad at doing, which everyone has their faults. No one's perfect. But by God, why are you making Instagram posts and like putting it out there that these exist?
Okay, so one of the options, one of the potential things that are happening in my mind is that people are so enamored by their regular beer that no attention is shown to their NAs for extended periods of time and then they go bad.
These are
Or,
brand new. They have not had
okay,
these before.
so
so
maybe somebody has poisoned the the NAs, or they have such little respect for people who don't want alcohol that
Like
they're like, fuck you. I'm gonna make sure this tastes so bad that it'll drive you to drink.
they're like laughing. They're like, I'm gonna put it. Look, guys, it's this fruit went bad in my refrigerator. I'm gonna throw it in.
Bloop.
okay, I'm on like I'm on Broken Bat's like Untapped page right now. One guy posted their first one because I forgot to rate the other one, the lager, the fake lager, and he gave it a 1.5 on draft and said better than Beach Ball NA. So now I'm gonna go to his profile and see what he rated Beach Ball NA. Because by God, um, it's horrible. Where am I? Where am
That
I?
breaks my heart a little bit. Like I understand everybody's bad at things, but where was the quality control?
That's
Where
what I'm
was
wondering.
that's the part that I think is more
Oh,
betrayal.
well, that could be the other issue that none of them want to touch NAs, and so they haven't tried it.
That's true. He gave this a 0.5. Yeah, I appreciate the attempt, but there's a strange off taste on this one. Yes, same. It tastes like ass.
Like garbage disposal.
Yes, we got to move on. Someone talk about something better, please.
Okay, I've got
I'm never
something on
mentioning
the
this again.
opposite end of that. Okay, this is from Bravus Brewing Company. All right. And
Ooh.
they claim to be the first NA craft brewery in the country, opening in 2015. This is their peanut butter dark. Very, very good. This is one of the few like darker NAs that I've had or even seen because usually, and we've talked about this. Usually, it's uh
A lot of IPAs.
yeah, a lot of IPAs, a lot of like golden ale type things. But yeah, very good. Heavy tasting for an NA, but still on like the very light side of maybe medium mouthfeel, if that. But it is a strong peanut and what I kind of describe as a vague nuttiness because there's something else to it. There's like another something. I don't know what it is. I couldn't, as Donnie says, I couldn't quite put my tongue on it. The chocolate notes present as well that were very pleasant. And I tried to let it sit for a little bit to see if it would get better, like a regular darker beer would, in the Rydelic opinion. I was pleasantly surprised, but not blown away by it being a little bit warmer. It's something I think is fine cold, exactly how it is. But yeah, 4.5 on Untapped, and yes, I did put it on Untapped.
Wow.
This got finally got me back into it.
Nice. I actually just bought their mix pack yesterday
Ooh,
from Bravis. That does include that. So I've got three other ones to try for next week, I guess.
cool.
So you can use that to wash your mouth out a little bit, Donnie.
That's what's going on right now with these.
So when I was at Wegmans in Rochester, obviously, again, we've talked about it last week, I think. Great NA selection over there. So I got two mix packs. I'm gonna get my money's worth out of both of them. So you are gonna hear some repetitive breweries. I apologize for that. I'm just trying to be
All
cost
good.
conscious here. Um, so what I'll start with is the one that I'm drinking. This is not from Genesee Brew House. The cup is. The beer's not.
Boo.
I know. I wanna try Jenny's NA because Luke, I think you said you had it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, it's also Jenny, so would you expect anything different?
Yeah, I shit my pants immediately after. All right, go ahead.
I think that's the first podcast of the year we talked about poop.
That cannot
Um,
be. I'm sure. I am
nope,
certain that
nope.
we.
I'm telling you, the first two, I don't think we did. I think we avoided it narrowly.
Wow.
But I also could be wrong. I don't pay attention to a lot of things. Um, so I did Brewdog again as one of my two. This is called Punk AF. It is a West Coast style IPA. Um, this I gave it a 3.0 on Untapped. I thought it was fine. This is a beer for or a near beer for hopheads though. Like it's as soon as you crack the can, as soon as you're pouring the can, it's just hops. That's it. Like there's not. I think so. I feel like one of you said it at one point. Like there's a dankness to it that like
Smells
it's
like weed.
yeah exactly. Like there's not really much beyond that. I mean it's very crisp. Like that it was refreshing, but the taste itself was just so hop heavy that I mean again I like IPAs. I generally like IPAs a little different flavor. Like I don't drink it. I don't drink IPAs for the hops. I like when the hops are kind of a compliment. Um, so this again, this beer was it was fine. It's a good near beer. I think especially for someone who enjoys really the hoppy side of things. Um, I would go with this beer. So solid BrewDog. I think does a really good job. I haven't been like disappointed by anything that I've tried from them yet. So I'd say that they're a pretty solid start.
I feel like it's easier for hopheads or like just general IPA fans to get into NAs and kind of bridge the gap just because of the prevalence of hop flavored or like or just hop waters or anything like that. Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah, I
don't,
mean, like you said it, like there's not, I don't know, at least, I mean, I haven't done a ton of extra looking, but I know you drink a fair amount of NAs or have had a fair amount of NAs, Luke, and like I feel like yeah, you don't hear about a ton of dark NAs.
It's true. Yeah.
yeah, I think too, like I feel like a lot of NAs exist for people that are like drinking more sessionable beers, stuff that you
Yeah.
can drink multitudes of. And like to me, I'm built a little different than you, Luke, as we discussed at the end of last episode in terms of my timing of beers. But I think
So is most of America.
that's true. Um, but I like a dark beer is like a dessert or like a one or two for me. Whereas like if I'm out somewhere and I'm just up there chucking it, I'm Desmond Bain just volume shooting like T-Rex arms. Uh like I'll go for the lighter stuff like the IPAs. But again, I think there's a point in the IPAs where you get too hoppy and then it's like those almost sit heavier in my stomach than a stout.
Yeah.
Maybe I just have IBS.
No,
Probably.
no, I agree. I agree. Well, there's some stuff like I had an IPA at Eli Fish a while back that and IPA are my second favorite style, I think. And it was so unbelievably dry and hoppy that it I had to stop after the first sip for a second and kind of prepare myself again. And I hadn't done that since before, like since when I first started drinking beer. That an IPA would have been like too much for me, you know what? But but yeah, sometimes you get that for sure. Let's see.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So like what were the like was it fruity at all, Keegan? Or was it
No,
mostly just grassy?
it's grass. Yeah, like I think some of the like it's almost like if you just took literally like took as much grass as you could find, found like
I can find
a
a lot of
a,
grass.
a little like golden ale
Hmm.
and just kind of like and just like went at it a little bit. That's kind of the
Do,
like
do you know?
actually you know how Luke calls almond milk nut juice runoff or nut what is it what nut runoff?
Bark runoff or something?
Yeah, something like that. Um, this is like grass runoff, but like
Yeah.
in a somewhat pleasant way.
So I feel like I would describe it as, instead of taking an orange peel, like one of those
Like a
whatever,
wheel, like for
and
like
rubbing
a
it on the outside of the glass, just take like some crabgrass and do that on the rim of the glass, and
not
then,
even
and then you
good
Muddle
have
it,
Kentucky
punk AF.
bluegrass.
muddle.
Crabgrass. The weeds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even the good stuff.
I will
Um,
say, so I have had I think I drank Punk AF casually last podcast. I think it was that one.
I believe
Or
so.
if
I
it
thought I
was,
remember the can.
yeah. Um yeah, it's good. I think I agree with you, Keegan, in that maybe it's not the best in the pack. And certainly not the best out there, but it gets the job done. But it is definitely a hophead's dream NA.
yeah, like I think the only difference between this and a hop water is the color in my mind.
It's nicer though to see that because I think I think that we like hops don't come in a lot of other flavors than beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's like it's so I think it's good and bad. So I think that I was almost expecting a lot of the NAs that I drank to kind of have something like this picture, just because I'm thinking, all right, if it's an NA, I know it's going to be like a lighter beer, so maybe something more like along the lines of an ale, and I'm like, all right, so when you're thinking beer flavors, to me, my head goes immediately to hops. So I'm thinking if you're taking out the alcohol, even though that's not the flavor, in my mind, that was like hops is going to be the front of everything. But this is really the only one of the four or five that I've had that really does that. So like I've been very pleasantly surprised with the NA so far.
Like so for uh like the night before my birthday, my uncle
Oh
and
yeah, wait.
cousins and like my
Yeah, happy
family all
birthday,
Hold
came
on.
Luke.
over.
Yeah, hold on, because
Oh,
we haven't been on the pod. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much. Well, my uncle brought two like hop waters. He brought the Lagunitas one.
Hmm.
That
Hop refresher
was
or whatever it is.
yeah, hoppy refresher, I think it's called. I'm trying to remember the name of the other one because it was the other one that had like no flavor to it. It was so weird. It was like, let's see. Yeah, this might take a while, but yeah, but the Lagunitas I think was more enjoyable because we had it second.
all right.
Um, but yeah, there's some interesting stuff out there. But I remember we weren't the biggest fan of the first one, which was essentially just bubbly water. A lot of weird stuff out
Just
there,
check.
man.
Yeah, how do you like I feel like you can make some money just throwing tonic in like a fancy can and calling it hop water just to get people's
I
reaction.
thought you were just gonna say and putting the fever tree label on it because I'll buy that. That is the best tonic out there, man. I love tonic water too.
I can't do tonic water.
I love tonic.
I don't like the aftertaste of tonic water.
I love it, man. I love a gin and tonic. Like that is like my bread and butter cocktail. Hendrick's gin, Fever Tree tonic. That's my that's my vice.
That's Donnie's night out. That's what he drinks during dry January.
DNO, yeah. Yeah,
That's
London
how
Dry Gin.
that's how he stays dry. Dry
Yeah.
gin.
I feel like most of the cocktails I have use or like I drink use club soda
Hmm.
versus tonic.
I've
I
had
What
a
like
is the
couple.
difference between those two?
quinine, baby. It glows in tonic like glows in the dark.
Yeah, it is
It's
pretty cool.
That's
yeah.
concerning.
Uh
Almost as concerning as I know we're hold on. Yeah, we gotta take a break soon. But one of the my favorite interactions, I'll say interactions with alcohol, um, is we it was oh shit, I just realized my mic has not been plugged in this entire time.
we can still hear you.
Holy fuck. That's kind of embarrassing though. Um
I think I did that once.
wow, that's kind of
Wow, you sound
embarrassing.
completely different
Oh,
than you
that's
did.
so much better. I was
Oh
even wondering. I almost
my
said something at the
God.
beginning of the
Oh
podcast. I'm
my
like, oh, he
God.
got a new mic, but it kind of doesn't sound very good.
He's like, wow, what a fucking waste of money that was. Oh wow. Oh, so now that I'm here, it was Luke, you and Caitlin, like we had your graduation party at I don't know, was the graduation party? I don't know. It was a night at the South Ave house, and we're going around and cleaning up the next morning, and on Luke's RIT bar,
It was good, definitely the
we picked.
graduation party.
Okay, all right. We picked up a shot glass that had some Pink Whitney in it,
Oh,
which sneaks up on you, by the way. Be careful with a Pink Whit.
Yeah. Ask
Um,
Mixer about that one.
ask
yeah.
Keegan about that one too.
um, lifted up the shot glass, and literally the paint is just worn away in a like the pattern of where the alcohol was. We wiped it up, and the paint pulls up with it.
Less
And
than
we,
12 hours.
yeah, and we were like, "Wow, that's kind of just sitting in our stomachs right now.
Yeah,
That's
we
not
drink
great."
that.
Yeah.
We put that in our bodies. What the?
But
It was concerning.
I mean, yeah, I think it still is a little concerning. But that's why we have dry January.
Purge
This is how we
ourselves.
make it, okay.
Wait, was it one of you that was sleeping in the living room and Mrs. Wynn
Me.
walked?
Me.
Okay.
It was me sleeping on the futon in the living room. I see a freaking lady staring at me through the window when I first wake up in the morning. Ugh,
She's crazy.
trying to
Okay.
catch me in my skivvies out here. Like,
Well,
Uh,
peeping Tom, peeping
yeah, she
Jenny.
was.
Peeping
It's
Jen.
it's all in
Oh,
good
that's
fun
fucking
though.
funny.
What more do you have than memories?
And
It's
I've
fair.
hardly got any of those. Am I right?
Well, we should probably go find those and take a break real quick.
I think we should try to look for him.
Yeah, this is concerning. Luke, do you remember anything about your life?
No, everything's a little foggy, a little hazy. Um, And after I said hazy would be when one of you, if you drank some sort of like hazy IPA NA type thing, would then go into there. So in post production, if we want to cut out the piece of me explaining that, and then one of you maybe want to say if you're doing that, but also I didn't check with you to see if you had hazy NA or anything, and I know I haven't. So I have either of you had that?
I'm drinking the beer you just talked about, the peanut butter dark.
Oh,
Nice, nice.
This is literally just like chocolate. It's like Reese's peanut butter cup milk.
Oh fuck, I need it.
You
yeah.
would, you would, you, Keegan, you would probably drink this over most alcoholic beers, I would say.
Oh, I need it. I need it. I gotta find it.
Well, you
Yeah.
kept it. You kept it a secret that you also drank that beer. So props to you.
I didn't, well, I'm drinking it right now. That's not my second review beer. I just
Oh,
told you I have the mix pack in my fridge. I bought it yesterday.
Boy, does
It,
Luke have porridge on his face.
just all over.
concerning amounts. Um, but I will just go first again because I gotta stick with my theme.
Rip it.
Hmm.
My theme for this week was NA versions of beers I like. So my
So
second
didn't go well, part one.
part one did not go well. Part two, non-alcoholic pistachio cream ale from Indeed Brewing Company.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If
Um,
this, hold on. If this is a bad beer, just stop the Zoom call.
no,
That's why I don't
no,
want to hear it be bad.
I know I am no. It is it genuinely tastes like a slightly watered down version of normal pistachio cream ale. So it's still creamy, it's still nutty. It has like it scratches that pistachio itch without like with no consequences. Um, I was very pleasant because they didn't get the kegs in last year from Minneapolis, I guess they for dry January. But I we stopped in the other night. I got it, and it was really really good. I think it's one of the better dupe beers, I would say, in that case, especially compared to the last one I drank.
Cool.
Um, I gave it a 3.25 out of 5 because it is like a little watery. That is like my one critique of it. However, it is still the same flavor profile. It's more the mouthfeel that's the issue there. But again, really, really good. Or sorry, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Um, it's the flavor we know and love. It's just sweet enough that you get that little kick, but you're not feeling like your teeth are gonna rot out like when you drink a full strength Coca-Cola.
Yeah, nothing quite scratches that pistachio itch like a pistachio cream ale.
It
That's
is
right.
that is a real itch in this world, fellas. You may not know you have it, listeners of this pod, but
I
it's
got
real.
For
the
some people,
need for pistachios.
for some folks, it does appear like hives. So it's
It
often
actually
misdiagnosed.
it sometimes can appear as anaphylaxis. If your throat's closing up, that just means more nuts. More nuts.
More nutty beers.
Fuck, can you imagine if someone sues us because they go into anaphylaxis because they keep eating nuts as they're having an allergic reaction?
Here we go. All opinions expressed are our own, and none of us are legally licensed to tell you anything.
There we go.
My
Wait,
lawyer Gandalf
Well,
told
I
me to
was going
say
to say,
that.
actually, Keegan kind of is.
I think I actually am. Only if you're in New York or New Jersey, though, I guess.
You're licensed for allergies? That's fucked up, dude.
Well, this is kind of a gray area. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how my scope of practice comes into play here. I will tell you how my scope of this beer came into play.
Oh.
So this has been my favorite NA that I've had. This is from Brooklyn Brewery. Special Effects Grapefruit IPA.
Ooh.
Um,
I am a sucker for a grapefruit IPA.
Honest to God, I would do some dirty things for a grapefruit IPA. So, um, this beer definitely continued that trend for me. I gave it, oh, I was unprepared. Didn't have my untapped up. That's embarrassing. I gave it a 4.5 on Untapped.
Whoa.
I really enjoyed this like it, it's everything you want out of a grapefruit IPA. To me, I'll preface it with this. This is more of like the taste basically is more of a wheat ale than an IPA. When I hear like grapefruit IPA, I'm expecting like punch me in the mouth with some grapefruit, or at least have some grapefruit that creeps in, and then the bitterness is going to kind of like round it out at the end. This didn't have that, so it didn't have the bitterness, um, which I didn't mind. I really enjoyed it. I thought it reminded me a lot of like a Fresca. If you guys have drank Fresca,
I love a
that was
Fresca.
me too. The only time I ever had it was at my grandparents' house because they'd keep it right over the stairs,
Hmm.
and so as you were coming up the stairs, you could just grab one. Um,
Okay, so I ran about Fresca. They're now trying
yeah,
to marketing it as like sparkling water or a sparkling beverage, and I'm like, bro, that's just soda. Like,
yeah, it's just soda.
like be true to who
But
you are.
you do you, I guess.
Own it.
Yeah.
You gotta own it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like it's definitely sweet. That grapefruitiness is strong. There is like I said, a slight weediness almost to the where I'll say where I think the bitterness should be. It's more weedy to me, which is why I think it fits more of like a wheat ale kind of picture. But very, very good. Would drink this any time of the year. This would be a great lawn mowing near beer.
Whoa. Bold claim right there.
It would be wonderful. I'll listen, I'll put the house on that.
Wow, that's
I'll
even
put the
bolder
The
house on.
whole
claim.
house?
It is
I'll
because
take those odds.
I don't have a house. So cheers to someone's house gone, not mine, but yeah.
Wow.
So Brooklyn Brewer did a good job.
I've had some of their special effects. There was a what's the other one? There's like a purple or blue one.
Yeah, so I had the green one last week. I had the red one this week. I'll get the purple and the green or the purple and the blue at some point. There's a
Whatever, I
yellow.
forget.
There's a yellow one, I think. I don't know. There's colors. But
Um,
did you enjoy the one that you had, Luke?
yes, I did. Yeah, no, I agree. I remember it being very good. Um, I also had another beer that was very good, or should I say, Beero. All right, this was this was Tom Holland's NA Beer Company.
I keep getting ads
Um,
for this shit.
yeah, it's noon wheat. Well, first off, so for my dad as part of his Christmas present, Anna ordered a mix pack of these for him. Like from straight from the Bureau company.
From Tom
And
Holland's house.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we found out after that they sell it at Wegmans. So
It's funny
Sometimes
because
you can get deals.
when I saw them at Wegmans, this was one of the beers that she mentioned was Biro because I hadn't heard about it.
it's very good. I mean, it's like I mean specifically noon wheat here, and I think I've had all of them now in that mix pack. But this one is light orange or like citrusy and like super refreshing. It was very good, and I think I would have rated it a little higher had it been warm weather that I would like. So maybe I was sitting on the patio in the sun and I had some of this like very good. But it's like a thin wheat through the finish, I noticed. Which is to be expected, it's Bureau. But yeah, it was enjoyable through and through. I gave it a 4 on Untapped and literally on Untapped again this time. And I put the quote on there, "Thank you, Mr. British man." So that's where we're at with that. Yeah. I also think his story's kind of cool because he talks about how he had maybe a little bit of an issue for a time, and so he decided to start this up. And yeah,
He started a beer podcast and then
Got gout.
got gout and drinks dark beers in the summer.
It's got a
No,
really
it's cool.
bulbous head suddenly.
Wait, is that a Spider-Man bobblehead?
It'd be really funny if we just see over the years Tom Holland just starts transforming into Luke.
he's wearing glasses now. I think that's interesting.
No, but
Is
I think it's
that
a good thing that guys like him are doing stuff like this, bring awareness. I think a lot of people in the media have issues with alcoholism and other substances.
Yeah.
And
absolutely?
there's what's the other one that I get ads for that it's like Go Brewing. It's the same type of thing. It's like a
Yeah.
guy. It's like a guy who he's like really into fitness now, but he was like, yeah, I was like ripping brews, and I just said like, well, I still like the taste of beer, but the alcohol is preventing me from getting where I want to go. And he made an NA brewery, which is cool.
I've had some go and it's okay, but they're the ones I've had are not the best out there. Oh, there's Gandalf in the background.
Yeah, he's just staring at us.
He's
He's like, when
watching
are they
over
going to
his
have me on the
kingdom.
podcast?
He's meowing in the back of multiple My First Sips videos.
So he's basically on it.
Yeah,
Um, the one that I want to try because like I don't know. I mean, I like a nice Heineken. Like I want to try the Heineken Zero and see
my buddy says it's
how it
great.
goes. Okay,
Like
all right.
my friend, one of my buddies I was getting wings with the other day, he was like, "Yeah, I like rip the Heineken 0.0s, and I don't even drink regular Heineken normally."
Well, the trouble is the green glass, it tends to get skunky after a bit.
I
So for me, it kind of depends.
Well, I
there's
mean,
a
just don't be a bitch. Pour it on tap because I'll tell you,
vegan.
I'll tell you. I won a poorly crafted bottle opener that the logo has now rubbed off on after we were on the Heineken brewery tour for pouring a perfect pint. So just saying, just saying.
uh I used to work with a guy. He retired a year or two ago. He preferred skunky beers.
What?
He's like I love ales. He goes, I love it. He goes, it basically if it comes in a green bottle, I love it. And I'm like, so you like Heinekens, you like Moosehead, Stella, and he's like, dude, Moosehead's my favorite. It's like drinking a skunk. I'm like, okay, Dirk.
I do not understand that at all. And I hope to God he was kidding, but it doesn't sound like he was.
No, dead serious.
Why?
Is
Why would that be the preference? What are what is Dirk talking about?
he's
I
also the
would
guy.
like you to set up a phone call conversation between Dirk and I, please.
He's also the guy we it was for his retirement. There's a really good ribs place by my work. And it was a bunch of us guys went out, just like, hey man, before like the actual retirement stuff comes through, like you've told us well in advance that you're retiring this exact time. So we went out and there were 4 or 5 of us plus him. All of us got ribs except him because they had fish on special. He's like,
Oh
that
my
sounds really good.
God. Oh my God.
Apparently, he got about 20 minutes into his almost an hour drive home, and he was about to shit himself. I think he said it's something of like, it made it mostly in the toilet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I felt
Just
really, really
wait.
bad for him.
I I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Um, the fact that you went,
Mm.
I wish this guy all the best. The fact that you went to a really good ribs place and got fish, not like there probably are ribs places with good fish, but like that just seems like a poor choice.
That's what he said. He goes, I went against my normal judgment of never getting the special, and sure enough.
Dirk, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Um, I will, in the time we were here, I just looked it up too because I was going to inform just the pod that I'll be in Miami next week. And I was going to try and hit a spot or two while I was down there, you know. I getting permission to break my dryness for a little local delicacies. The one brewery I really wanted to go to down there closed its tap room, I guess, this fall. And you would
Oh
have been
man.
Nice.
Luke would have been pissed at me if I went there because it was a Star Wars themed tap room.
What?
Oh.
And they closed it
Yeah.
in the prime of Star Wars?
In the heyday of Star Wars.
This is called the Star Wars Golden Age, I've heard.
Yeah.
So
Yes, exactly. Oh
Yeah,
man.
so I'm a little sad, but you know, I'm gonna find something, you know. I'm gonna do my best to, you know, I will persevere and I will find a brewery to go to.
I'm
I
sure
bel
you'll stumble into them after
I,
a
be
short time there.
I believe in you, Donnie.
They're hard to find these days, you know.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what you really got to do. You're gonna take a lesson from Jimmy Buffett and from our good friend, Mr. Leahy. Okay?
May you rest in peace.
R.I.P. in peace. You're gonna head to Margaritaville. You're gonna change your latitude, which equals changes in attitude. Okay?
Fair
That's where
enough.
you start. That's where you start. Then you let the liquor do the thinking.
Yes.
And then you start a walking, you find something there, and then you're drunk enough, you're sober enough to know what you're doing, but you're drunk enough to not care.
Why
It's
am
a
I the one who sings
beautiful.
after the podcast sometimes? When you could just spit that out, Keegan.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
make sure you plug your mic in.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just yeah.
Um, well, I
yeah.
just some of the quotes that Mr. Leahy on for those of you who are unfamiliar with who Mr. Leahy is, or I guess was, um, Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian TV show. Hilarious. Sums up a lot of people who you've probably met. Just puts them in some fantastic characters. Um, I think we're all on this podcast a mix of all the characters on there. Um, and if you watch it, you'll understand. So Mr. Leahy often will use the word shit and put it in other words or sayings. So he'll be like, Randy, a shit storm is brewing. You can smell the shit on the winds, the shit winds. Like he's such a great character and a raging alcoholic.
Which is
Absolutely
why we
just
see ourselves in
not
him.
good. That's really what we see. Yeah, exactly.
I saw, speaking of alcoholics, I saw a video the other day.
God.
It was like talking about the difference between like zero, like alcohol removed or like completely alcohol free and like non-alcoholic. And they're like, think about the person who's drinking it. If you drink a non-alcoholic beer, you're not going to become an alcoholic. There's still a little bit in there, but it's not going to turn you into one. Alcohol removed is there's nothing in your system. So I like that
Yeah,
comparison.
yeah,
Oh,
that works.
There
damn it.
was,
So my dry January is a sham.
well, you're just
Fuck.
sham in most ways. So
Well, as our family friend said recently, um, she's doing damp January.
that's what I keep telling people.
Moist
I
January?
My main thing is like I think I said it on here. I'm not drinking in my house. You know, like that to me is the killer. You know, I have been out at a couple places and I've had one or two beverages, and so that's it. Um, but again, that's like over a weekend. I've had one or two, which is very different than my previous lifestyle. It's nice, you know. Like I hate to say like, well, I can't just go dry and go to Miami, but it's a thing for me is when I go to new places, especially on work trips, I like to explore the local area, and to me, like finding a new brewery and checking it out is part of the thing, and like I will grant myself the pass to go there and sample.
Yeah.
I'll grant you a pass as well, Donnie. I think breweries have a lot to do. The brewery scene can speak a lot to the culture of an area.
Well, absolutely, and we don't want you to miss that opportunity. We will stamp your passport for you. You're all
Thank
set.
God.
Here's your hall pass.
Uh,
In the spirit of disclosure, I drank the night before and on my birthday. I'll extend it by 2 days, but as I told my uncle and my cousin's husband, as we were drinking at the bar in celebration of my 26th year, um, I don't want this to be liar January. So
exactly.
I
Proud of you
am,
for that.
yeah. So you might call it drier January. I certainly don't want to call it liar January. So I just wanted to be upfront about it. And then most nights I'll usually end with
It's weird. This bottle of Jameson just keeps going down. Every morning I wake up and I don't know why there's less in it.
does
Uh,
it, how quickly does Jameson evaporate when the bottle is closed
well,
at
it's
night?
funny.
Something Luke's saying isn't adding up.
It's funny. I was texting a friend of mine last night, and we were talking about. He texted me. He's like, "God damn it!" He's like, He's like, "I was watching the Habs game tonight, and I just had 2 beers." And I'm like, "That's crazy." Like, he's like, "I completely like broke the habit." And like for me, it's like I have to consciously think about going and grabbing a beer now. Before it was like secondhand nature when I was just like putzing around the house or like cooking or whatever. And it's amazing how quickly I lost that habit after like 3 days of not thinking about it.
Yeah, it is. Well, and the other thing too is like, especially especially having something else to substitute in makes it so much easier. And when they're, something that's not too too different. I mean, it's not the same as beer, but NAs, some of them can be pretty convincing. It's nice. It's like Indiana Jones switching out the golden statue with the bag of sand. Now, of course, if you remember, that did not go well, but this can
This
go
this
well.
is it's going well. It's going well.
No, it's like it is nice because like I'm keeping a good amount of them in like my fridge, and like even then I'm there. It might be because I got 2 6 packs of like bad beers, and that kind of just ruined it for me for a couple days. But I've
Oh,
just like keep forgetting. I'm like I could drink one of those right now and not feel bad about it. Not that you should feel bad about drinking beer. Beer is a lovely thing, and we love to celebrate it every week here on Beer There Drunk That.
yeah. It's the whole reason we exist.
It's you go back in the Bible and tell me.
Our founding fathers are quoted. What I think it was Thomas Jefferson who said, "Beer is proof that God loves us."
I believe so, or something like that, or might have been Ben Franklin.
Was it Ben Franklin?
I can't remember. There was a sign. Uh, there was a sign for it for sale that said like had that quote on it. When I was at the store back in New Hampshire, instead I bought a sign that said "Live free or die." Quote by General John Stark.
Oh,
Yeah,
um,
and it probably was Thomas Jefferson, right?
who said this? Damn it!
Thomas Jefferson beer.
No, I think it was Ben Franklin.
Oh,
I
let's
was gonna
go.
say I wanted to say Ben Franklin, but I
Oh,
also
Wow.
didn't know, so I didn't want to say.
Oh, man, I hope I haven't said that to a lot of people.
Well, you sound like an idiot.
I mean, it is Liar January.
Exactly. You're just trying to keep up appearances.
Let's see, beer quotes from founding fathers.
Well, listen, this is going to be perfect once we start our BTDT merch line. Is we're just going to have the founding fathers line, and it's all misquoted founding fathers relating it to beer.
like what? There was that whole one. Like, didn't like John Adams say drunk cigs don't count? Um,
I think so.
I think think George Washington said, if an IPA can't be hazy, then I won't pee a lot or something like that.
Well,
That sounds right.
Thomas Jefferson did say he said in a quote about beer, this shit's good. It's real good.
Uh, well, do you have any parting
I
questions for us, Keegan,
I
too?
was gonna say I think I got a real good question.
Hmm.
Um, so we're gonna go to a would you rather for this one. So I'd like to know, would you guys rather have eyes in the back of your head?
Yes.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
sorry.
All
Sorry.
right.
Go ahead.
All right. Or taste with your fingers.
Oh, oh God. Oh my
Um,
God.
I can
Oh
tell you
my
the answer to
God.
that one.
Yeah, I also know the answer. It was just like I honestly like looked it up. I looked up some would you rather's for this one,
Oh,
and that popped up, and I was like, that seems like the most obvious would you rather
If I could turn
ever.
my, if I could turn the taste off,
That's what. So
I'd think
that's what.
about it.
So no, no. So that's what I think. I think there should be a qualification. I think we should say you can determine when you taste with your fingers.
you know,
Because
there's
blindly tasting with your fingers sounds
But you can't turn it off on your
awful.
tongue.
I know.
you
That's the thing.
can't, but you can control what hits your tongue. How many times have you touched something accidentally? You're like, ew, what did
You're
I
just
just
walking
touch?
you're walking around with elbows the entire time.
Yeah, with like
Everyone,
thimbles on each finger.
everyone's had an unfortunate wiping incident.
That is exactly where my
Oh
thoughts
God.
went. That's
That's where
right
my
there.
brain went too.
Yep. Yep.
Everyone's had one. Because we have to talk about poop in every episode, apparently.
We're behind. We're behind. We gotta meet the quota.
Yeah. All right, we gotta end this one, guys.
Yeah, we gotta go. I gotta
Let's
go.
just get the hell out of here. What a way to
We're at our shit's end.